Here we go. Dan Main, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this handsome Razor Ramon looking motherfucker here. Yo. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm awesome, man. Really, really happy to do a podcast today. Seriously, it's this thing when you've been missing something and it's slowly coming back and you're anticipating it, that this is like one piece of the puzzle of the way back to how the world used to be. So it's really awesome to be here.
Cool. So you are checking in from Austria, Vienna, right? Okay.
No, it's not Vienna. It's the countryside. It's in Styria. Yeah. Oh. It's like I'm surrounded by woods and mountains here. There's no city.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, as usual, Jack Daniels is in the house.
Oh yeah, diet Fanta over here.
Okay, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Okay, so let's get into it. So
let's go.
When is the last time you wrestled?
Oh, dude, it's been a while. I think even now again, it's been 2 months or so. I think the last time I wrestled was I think it was Summer Crush for Rings of Europe, because it did. No, wait, it's been way too long. I think it's been like 2 months or so. Yeah, I did, because I did some WXW tapings as well.
Oh wow!
And then,
cool.
And I'm not sure if they were before Rings of Europe or after, but around 2 months or so. Time flies.
2 months? Shut up, man. Yeah. Last time I wrestled was January, so.
Okay, that's even worse.
Yeah,
but it's still not the same, you know. Even though I wrestled, like I had a few matches in the summer. I had this little thingy in front of a local shopping mall where they made us set up the ring and have a wrestling match against Martin Payne. You might know him, another Austrian wrestler. Yeah. I had a match against, just a single match, because they had this promotional clip of of the city basically, and they wanted to have us in. It was pretty sick it was basically a lot of DJs, and they had different stations, and we were kind of you have these background dancers and stuff for the DJs.
Yeah.
And we just did a wrestling match as the background dancers in a way. So that was basically my first match after quarantine. And then I moved on with I think Rings of Europe stuff, and then I moved on to WXW.
Yeah. So how old are you now?
22.
22, and when did you start wrestling?
At 12. So in September I have my 10-year anniversary in a way. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really had a lot of matches until I think I had my first match with 14 or so.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, in a rumble where I got my nose kicked in. That was my introduction. Yeah, my debut. And then I just started to roll slowly but surely. Yeah.
Awesome. So you wrestled around Europe. We met in Hungary, right? And we were supposed to wrestle in Austria just before the lockdown, like week before.
We were set up for the main event as well.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, still on the bucket list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you also wrestled in US, right? I saw some of the States clips you did with your log and everything. So let's go.
That was the first one, actually. Yes.
Let's go through your experience of wrestling in States, and how much is it different of wrestling in Europe and stuff like that.
Okay, well, it was quite a difference, to be fair. I mean, I had a match in New York, in the Bronx. That's where the story begins. So I had a match for Bronx Wrestling Federation. It was pretty cool. So I was staying in Manhattan, and I went there to the show, to the Bronx. And it was pretty funny, because I got there, and all of a sudden, in the center of New York, you have all this glitz and glam and beautiful for the tourists, everything's set up, and then you get there and then you see kind of a different part of the city, and it was so different. It was the first subway stop after kind of the borders from the district, and it was just the first one. It looked completely different. It was pretty interesting. And then we walked our way to the venue, and I was there back then with my girlfriend back then, and we got there, and it was pretty cool. It was a huge gym, because I looked it up, of course, beforehand on Google Maps, and I was just so confused, because it was just this this, how do you call it? A hall, a big warehouse.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what am I getting myself into here? So I got there, and it turned out to be a huge gym with a wrestling ring inside. It was pretty neat. It was a huge card on that night. We had like a mini WrestleMania there, where there were 10 matches on the card, and I was just this random dude, this random Austrian dude being on the card. But it was cool. It was cool. Turned out they really liked me. I got pretty over as a babyface. Even though I think was an interesting experience. Going there and nobody knowing you, and then you get yourself over in a way. That was pretty cool. And that I had 2 matches. I did a Rumble, and then I wrestled a guy called Rufus in a singles match. Yeah, that was pretty cool too. And that was my American wrestling experience. So I mean, it was totally different from what I've experienced especially in the German-speaking countries and in Europe in general, because there it is such a tradition in a way. It's kind of not even a tradition. They had the same thing in the UK as well, that you could just feel that wrestling had the tradition, and it was even more the case in the States, because it's so normal. And if you go to Austria and ask some random dude on the street about wrestling, they're gonna say, I don't know, Hulk Hogan, Otto Wanz, if you're lucky, and that was it. Yeah. But in America, everyone knows it, so that was a whole different perception of our craft.
Yeah, definitely. What about the in-ring performers? Do you feel like difference with Europeans and Americans or not?
Yeah, I do think in general that wrestling in America, I mean, it depends where, it tends to go a lot towards more athleticism.
Okay.
In a way, yeah. So it's really, I think people try to impress a lot with what they can physically do. And I mean, it's really awesome. But I think sometimes people kind of forget, and that's my take on it. It's just like we're all I don't know, we're all, as wrestlers, we're all having a little recipe for making our matches. And my recipe might be completely different to yours and to anyone else's recipe, and we're just making it work our way. And that was the thing there as well. Some people just try to put more athleticism in. But I think if you do that, you still have to think about the entertainment part, because that's what it condenses down to. And that was what I felt there, that some people just didn't get that at the show, for example, that they just tried to put out so many cool moves and cool stuff. But then that's a big thing for me as well, because when I started, I had no idea, seriously, no idea how wrestling worked until I was maybe 18 or so.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I was always thinking, dude, I got to do the moves, and I got to be, I don't know, I got to fight and shit. And you have to do that. But still, you also, I think, have to portray a character that you are, because that's what people love in wrestling. I think the mainstream, let's say the mainstream, because there are fans who know everything and every move and stuff, but the mainstream fans, I'm sure they just kind of attach themselves to a character instead of just going for the moves. That's at least what it was for me. I was a huge mark for John Cena when I was a kid. And I knew he had like 3 moves, dude. He had the shoulder blocks, the shoulder block series. What else did he have? Like, he had the "you can't see me" thing, and he had his submission and the finisher, and that was it. Yeah. And I mean, I knew the moves, but I loved this dude because he was kind of something to get attached to as a kid or as a person. And I think that's a lot what wrestling is and what it condenses down to. And the older I get in the way, and the more I come also with the acting part, now that the acting things I'm doing, I kind of get the way that this is actually the way our sport works. Yeah. So I totally drifted off. Where was I going with this?
I mean, you pretty much, yes, you spot on, hit everything on your nose, but yeah, I mean, but I hate to disappoint you. I just want to say that I'm not that big of a Cena fan, so sorry, bro. I just don't see it about the guy. So everyone talks about that guy can make everything work and this and that, And I'm just like, do you remember the time that guy had this kung fu punch as a finisher for a short period of time? Oh, yeah, Cena was doing this Jackie Chan movie or whatever the fuck. So he used this like a spirit bomb power up type of shit.
Was that when he still was the rapper?
No, this is pretty recent with his haircut, longer one. But,
okay. No, I was not watching that. I was pretty much a Ruthless Aggression era fan.
Okay, yeah, so that Cena was awesome. Yeah, I love that Cena. Yeah, this new Cena that looks like Jim Carrey's steroid brother. It doesn't work for me with the longer hair and everything. He had this fucking power up punch as a finish. I was like, I haven't
even seen that one. No.
Yeah.
I know the attitude adjustment and the submission hold.
Yeah.
These finishers were the ones.
I mean, truth be told, that guy tried everything with the Fame-Master, with the stunner, springboard style. Like, but he can't make it work. He does very good.
He always tried new moves. Even when I was still watching, he always kind of. I mean, he did his series and the stuff people were expecting, but he always put some stuff in there that was new.
Yeah,
so that was.
I mean, definitely.
Constantly.
I loved Cena in Attitude Era. Yeah, I mean, Ruthless Aggression. That guy is fucking awesome. Yeah. But this new one, I mean, it's too much wrestling, too much miles on the body and everything. What else can that guy do? He did pretty much everything, so I understand. Yeah. The other guy I don't like and people tend to support is The Miz.
The Miz?
I don't see it. It's some popular opinion in the workers' circle, I guess. But I just don't see it, man. I feel like that guy is Jericho. He's like...
I was never really a big fan of The Miz. I just kind of saw him on the side, like his matches and stuff. So never really... I mean, but he must have something going on for himself. He seems to be pretty successful, so...
Yeah, and I don't get it, but
I think it's just a common perception amongst the workers as well. I think we as wrestlers are so hard on ourselves and on the performance on others. And if you compare it to the perception of a fan or someone, it's just... It seems to be like they don't really see a difference in some... If I talk to people who don't really have a lot to do with wrestling, they don't see like... Oh man, this move was clumsy. He didn't do it properly.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah,
they just saw him. Oh damn, he threw him from his shoulders on the floor. That's what they see, you know. So I think we're really hard on ourselves as wrestlers.
Yeah, I actually stopped watching WWE for a long ass time, and I got back into it with my buddies, with Dano Babic. We wanted to do some reviews for the Croatian fans and shit like that, because you see all these fans on the internet do reviews of the wrestling show, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys watching? Like, they are doing the review of All Out from AEW. They see the Young Bucks match. Oh, this should be the first match. This should be the opener. I'm like, that motherfucking match had some Canadians, pile drivers, 1,000 near falls, double downs. Great opener, bro. I'm like, so I wanted to start doing the reviews and start watching WWE and also start watching AEW. And I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed, and I don't know. It's still for me like I love some workers, other workers I just can't fathom. I can't.
think that's just the general. I think some people you just kind of can relate yourself to, and some people you just can't. And I think that's just how the word works.
Yeah, I mean, I see like Kenny Omega. I just love everything he does. I love everything Seth Rollins does. Randy Orton is fucking awesome. Rey Mysterio, legend. Whatever that guy does, I'm gonna watch. But other guys like I'm not a fan of Bray Wyatt and his Fiend gimmicks. Like, that's my gimmick. I have a question. What if my gimmick is not have the stupid "Hi, I'm Elmo" type of matches? Like, what if I want to have some other type of matches? No, but that's my gimmick. You need to have... Fuck off, dude. I'm not a fan. What do you prefer, like working heel or face?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I wanted to ask you this about like when you were talking about wrestling in States, and you were actually, as Austrian, got over there as a face, and that's actually very hard to pull off.
I didn't expect it either.
Yeah,
I didn't expect it either. I mean, in general, I enjoy working as a face. It just kind of works for me pretty well, and I think I figured out a way to do it in my way, so it works. But it's really always a thing as a baby. I mean, in general, a match is you're just as good as your opponent in a match, and depends on how much effort both of you are putting in as well. And for me, if you're a baby face and you have that's because I've been a baby face for so long now in so many promotions and so many matches, it's just harder to lead a match when you're working a little bit of a greener guy. I mean, I'm definitely not the super mega experienced wrestler, but still I have had some matches now as well, and I kind of know how the game works in a way, or at least in a way that I can say I'm comfortable with doing what I do. But if you're put as a baby face with a guy who's just starting out, it's much harder to portray a good, or to put together a good match, or to lead a match, because you have way more control as a heel.
Yeah, of course.
Then again, I mean, I don't know, are you allowed to swear in this podcast?
Oh, sure. Feel free to.
I'm a bit of a reaction bitch. Like, I love it when you get the pops and all that stuff. And I just love to play around with it, in the matches. That's what I loved in the UK tours as well, because you don't really have a lot of spots and a lot of stuff that's so important to get everything straight. You just kind of try out everything, and I just love to kind of work with your reactions and play around with it. And that's the thing with your working as a babyface with a less experienced guy, and you got to kind of lead the match as well. You always got to give them cues. Okay, when does he have to get the heat? When does he have to cut you off, and all that stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's harder in a way. I mean, it's always a challenge. It's always fun playing around, And I just love this whole. I mean, we're getting pretty off kayfabe now, but I guess kayfabe is dead anyways. I hope not.
Yeah.
No, but in the matches, it's the coolest thing is if you got a guy that knows what he's doing, and you're trying your best in my position to do as much as I can do, and it just kind of gets together, and it makes a good match. But still, I like to play around. If you have guys that are not really knowing what to do, and I give them cues and go like, I did this now in the matches, so it's pretty funny too. So the art of wrestling.
I'm glad you kind of mentioned that kayfabe is dead, because I mean, one of the reason is WWE's fault is like huge part of kayfabe is dead, because most of their storylines and matches and everything come down to, I want to kill this guy, I want to take his eye out, I want to burn the world, I want to do this. How about just wrestle? How about just compete, guys? Like, me and Dan Main can be friends, but we go inside and we want to compete against each other, just like every other sport in the world. So kayfabe is not that. We can chat or whatever, but I'm not going to be here like, next time I see you, Dan Main, your nose is going to be mine. Like, what the fuck? I got your nose. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's WWE's fault. Pretty much for sure, isn't it? Didn't Vince McMahon have this what was it, a court, when he went to court and even said that it's entertainment or something?
Yeah.
So I think that was a big part when it started to die off. And then you go to the internet, and if you want to find out how, kind of in a way, you will never, if the workers are smart and not giving away everything, wrestling will always be wrestling, because no matter how much they know, until a fan does not become a wrestler, they don't know. I mean, just from my personal experience, inside and outside of the ring, dude, I had to go through so much, seriously, so many things. And it's not just the wrestling, it's the whole around part, it just shapes you, not only as a performer, but also as a person, I think. Because I would never be the guy I am today if it wasn't for wrestling. No matter where my career is going now, with the quarantine and with the new movie and with other roles and stuff, it doesn't matter, because this really, I once had a conversation with a coworker when I did my internship in a hospital, and that woman said, like, it's so interesting how much you've done with your young age. And I just sat there and I realized, I think with wrestling, you just live faster, because you just see so much. if you go, I think nobody from my countryside city here in Austria has ever been to the weirdest places of the UK and wrestled there in front of random people who are on a holiday camp. It shapes you a lot as a person. You just see way more than you would if you were just a 9 to 5 guy at home.
Beautiful said. Like, oh, you just, yeah, awesome. I love this one. You mentioned the movie, so I wanted to ask you about this a bit later. I want to talk more about wrestling, but let's just get into it. I mean, one of the main difference between you and every other Joe in the locker room is you always carry this camera with you and you're recording everything in the locker rooms.
Yeah,
and
I'm always annoying everyone. Go like, "Hey, Falcon, how you doing?"
Yeah. And I'm like, look at this creative motherfucker. Like, what's he doing here? So yeah, you have this Dan Main dude that's filming everything, and it actually shows how much you're enjoying in this career of wrestling. Other guys in the locker room are shaking their pants off, and this guy just filming around, enjoying, living the moment and stuff like that. So I appreciate that you're trying to capture all the memories and everything you're doing. So, and it transitions right into your movie career now. So we can maybe talk about this one. Yeah. So I see on poster in the back, like, right?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
This is my kind of Verono. I just painted the walls and everything's a bit of a mess. So everything's just standing around. So this is just a random plug over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was it getting into here? Yeah.
So you're a passionate guy about more than just wrestling, but you also about acting. So this is your first movie you made. So let's talk about this.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. So it has a correlation with wrestling for sure, because it is basically, in a way, myself in a very unfortunate situation. Okay. So it's kind of, we had this, this whole thing came about since Corona happened. We were put into this quarantine situation. We lost our main event against each other as well.
Yep.
And I lost a lot of bookings, man, and everyone did. And it's just it was so frustrating to not be able, as a person, as performers, we're all in a way creative, because with the stuff we're doing, we're kind of showing people a part of who we are. Mm-hmm. And that really drags you down if you can't do that anymore. And especially as those times, I was ready to star rocket at that point. It was just, this year was starting so well, and I was so motivated to keep going and travel, and had this booking here and there, and then boom, everything's gone. Had my big main event here in Austria, and then next week, lockdown. Damn, everything gone. And this is just how everything came about. So I was lucky enough to stay together as well with my cousin, who's a movie maker, like a short image film movie maker, not a real long movie maker at that point. So we just got together, we took a walk, and he was like, "Hey dude, I'm not having any jobs at the moment. You're not wrestling as well. We're both creative people. Let's do something together." And that's just, we had this talk, and we're like, what are we going to make this movie all about? How should it, what should be in there? And at first, I was a bit skeptic because I just didn't know what was expecting me. I was just like, yeah, dude, we're going to do a movie. It's all right. Let's do it. Let's shoot it 1 week. We put it on YouTube, and that's it. But then we sat down, we put down the story, and we just figured, what can we do that keeps us in the house, because we were still quarantined. We couldn't even go anywhere. That keeps us in the house and portrays a good story with a good message to make people kind of think, okay, we should all keep going and not let us drag all of this down. Mm-hmm. So we came to the story about a wrestler, obviously, since this was so at hand as well, because we made the story of a wrestler. It's even my real name. I'm even as Dan Main in this movie, because just everything, we had everything there, and all the merch and all the decoration and stuff. It was just, it's my real room as well, and we just kind of made everything work. And then we got to this movie where that's about a wrestler who has a bad accident, and then has to stay at home. He's paralyzed. He's depressed. Has this bad state of mind, and then kind of we implemented a big shift, because someone drags him out of this bad situation, gets him back on his track. He's getting back on the vlog and all that stuff. So we put so much reality into this movie, and we kind of built it up to a big to make something that's a short movie, but actually also a motivational message to all the people now, that even though times are hard and we are all in the same boat at the moment with our emotions, with the way we feel now about everything, that we still got to keep going and make things work.
Yeah.
So this is just what we wanted to do. And all of a sudden we're here months later. So we started at the beginning of the year, and months later we had 3 premieres. We had we had like a open air premiere at a summer cinema. We had a premiere in a proper cinema.
Wow, amazing.
We had one in a congress hall in Austria. So that was pretty cool. In Graz, it's like the second biggest city of the country.
Yeah.
We did one there as well, and it's really cool to see how much you can do. And as for me, even if nothing would have come out of this project, I would have still learned so much, because when I think of how my perception of portraying a story, of being an actor as well, of just showing people emotions, of portraying a certain situation, if I think of how much I learned from then to now, even if this movie wouldn't have been a success at all, I still would have been very grateful. And now we're going to, now it's just going on. I got a new role in a new project as well out of this.
Nice.
So it's pretty sweet, yeah.
Cool. So just tell me, what's the name of the movie?
It's called Ein Augenblick. It's a movie in German. I mean, it will have many languages subtitles. So we're going to do like English, we're going to do Romanian, we're going to do probably French. We're also going to do Hungarian, since my mother speaks Hungarian as well. So we're going to cover all. We're covering everything. And it will be soon released on my YouTube channel. We set the goal for 1 million views. So everyone who's watching this, we got to make this work. We're really trying hard. I mean, local newspapers and media agencies and stuff, they're supporting as well. So I think that will be a push too. And I'll just grind, man. This gotta work. I want to see a lot of people change their perspectives and change their mindset, because it really did. I had people watch this movie, and I had this one lady watch this movie, and she broke out in tears. And I was just so happy. You see that person, you put your work into something, and it's totally not like wrestling, because in wrestling you're always on the training and you're always working out, and then you have this match. It's a 15-minute performance. It's done, and then you have the reactions. But for this movie, it was work, failure there. Okay, redo, work, and we're working up to this, and you're like, how are people going to react? And then you see someone breaking out in tears, and you're like, oh my God, all my time was worth it. Yeah, that's just how amazing how a movie seems to work. And a whole different thing, because it's such a long-term thing. That's what I wanted to say, a long-term thing, and not like a wrestling match. You kind of have this quick reaction. Just momentarily, right? So what's the English translation of the title? It's Ein Augenblick means one moment. Mm-hmm. It's one moment. And the message should be 1 moment can change your whole life. So that's the ongoing message in the movie. So
you also work as a director, not just the actor in the movie, right? Screenplay, writer, and shit.
I was not doing it myself, because I was doing it together with my cousin. Because he came with the idea, and we both worked together as it. He had a lot of ideas for the story and for all that stuff. I mean, I was putting it down. I was kind of the writer in a way, and we just kind of added our ideas together, put this movie together, and then we fixed the script. We put out the dialogues and everything. We had an actress come in. I mean, she wasn't a pro actress. It was an old, just like in the movie, actually, an old school friend of mine. She joined in for the project as well. And then we just did what we tried to do. We recorded for a week, and we worked hard and tried to put on the scene properly, because it was so, especially the emotional scenes and all this stuff that was a bit of a mistake too, because we were doing it right at the beginning, but we still weren't that into acting, and we did it at the beginning anyways, and it was a bit hard at the beginning, and then we put so much effort in, and we sit down, we take a look at the movie, and then we realize, shit, the audio is garbage. It's for nothing. and then we had to redo everything.
Yeah.
That's actually where I had to get this baby here. So this was like, there were a few situations where we recorded and it was for nothing. Or the last scene of the movie, we did 40 takes because I was just so, there were a few circumstances, so we had to kind of change a few things in the movie and a few things in the script and stuff. And then I had to change the text a few days prior for one scene, even 10 hours before. And then I had to learn these 2 pages of text. And then they're just there going like, damn man, this is way different than I expected.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. When life gives you lemons, you just decide what you want to do with it. And yeah, you started with the quarantine, no wrestling, so you find another way to get your message out there. And that's it. As a creative soul, you need to put your message out there. You just feel the need inside your body, just like the legendary Jim Morrison did. Like from Doors, he was supposed to be the movie director to show his message around the world, but now he just realized, I guess as a rock star, I'm gonna be better in throwing my message out there. So that's what he did.
Yeah.
So I love your side of just staying creative in these kind of weird times. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't even want to talk about this COVID-19 because it is so dumb, so ridiculous right now. At this point, it's like, dude.
It gets to a point where you're just like, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, it's like 10 months of this weirdest virus ever. Like, just...
How's it in Croatia?
Dude, Croatia is the weirdest case ever because we were in a lockdown up until summertime, of course.
Yeah.
Summertime comes, country opens the borders, lets everyone in. 10 million tourist people come into Croatia. It's all good, all good. But summer's gone, back to lockdown. You can't go anywhere. And even during the summertime, everyone can come to Croatia and I can't go to Hungary. Like, what the fuck, man? So pretty much whole Europe was using Croatia just to get some bath. Like, go to the beach and shit. Like, thanks, guys. This is what you're using us.
You could leave.
No, I couldn't leave. You could, like, everyone can come to Croatia, but no Croatian people can cross the borders to go anywhere else. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And then they started with like, you guys need to shut the cafes and bars and clubs at midnight because Corona is attacking after midnight. And
yeah, it's the same in Austria. Yeah.
What the fuck? Now they're saying like, okay, no more alcohol pouring in cafes and shit like that. Like, why? Because people are getting like, when they're drunk, they start to spit on each other or whatever. Like, what the fuck are you guys saying? Like,
I mean, in a way, but still,
it's craziest shit ever. I mean, we are so careful about this virus killing people, so let's just stop all the traffic and cars and everything because cars are killing people every day. No more planes, no more cars. Then just stop everything that can kill us, motherfuckers, pussyless bitches. Oh my god, let's not talk about it. Fuck it.
All right. Do you train for wrestling now? Do you have some place to go?
Well, yeah. I actually partially tore my LCL in my knee like in February. So I'm kind of glad I have this quarantine time to heal up because with the wrestling schedule, you're just going to tear it off completely, wait for a surgery, and that's it. Yeah. You're not going to wait around on the sidelines and be like, I need to heal up, guys. No, you just need to go inside and just fucking wrestle. So I feel better than I ever did, finally.
That's great.
Yeah, because my body was starting to shut down. Like, I had like mononucleosis 1 year ago, this injury, that injury, every injury. I was just starting to fall apart. I just needed to take a break. And yeah, this break is fucking perfect for me. But the problem is, I don't know when I'm going to be back. Like, seriously. Because still Croatian people can't go to Hungary to this day. Like, no, I can't leave anywhere. And yeah, even when I can leave, basically the promoters will be lacking some money, I guess, and they're gonna ask us to have some lower fee. And with 37 stitches on me and 3 concussions and 1 partial paralysis in my career, I don't feel like wrestling for peanuts anymore. Like,
Yeah,
so
totally.
yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one, but I don't know. We'll see about it. I don't know. I
You
really
got to
don't
do
know.
some wrestling in Croatia, and
Yeah, that's the only reason I. Yeah, probably. Yeah, wrestling in Croatia. That's the.
for as long as you can leave, you got to do it there.
Yeah, but that's gonna be so expensive. But yeah, I'm like. You mentioned like when you miss wrestling, so it happens to me also. I kind of miss this adrenaline rush before you
Yeah,
enter the ring, right?
yeah. When the music hits,
When your music hits,
yeah.
and my body is feeling so weird now because I started my driving school for motorcycle, and
Yeah.
it's normal stuff, like pretty regular. Just go to the class and whatever. But no, everything out
Yeah.
of the ordinary. My body registers like a match again, like my music hits.
Yeah.
I go to
Yeah,
driving
the
school.
adrenaline,
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
out.
I go on that bike and I'm like shaking with adrenaline, all aggressive and shit. Like I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, Kris, chill the fuck down. And my body is, no, let's go. We need to show these people what's going on.
Yeah, but that's it. It's kind of an escape too. It's kind of
Yeah.
maybe not even an escape, but kind of a thing that balances you in a way, because you just
Yeah,
have
definitely.
this thing where you can give all out. That's what I hear a lot when someone says, "Hey, dude, you're usually so calm and you don't really go crazy." And
Yeah.
then I see you in the ring, and they come up to me and they say like, "Yeah, dude, you're so different in the ring." And I mean, yeah, because you can be yourself in the ring,
Yeah.
but you can just be it a million times. So you could just go there. I totally get what you mean by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as a soldier coming home from the missions and everything, and they're actually eager to go back, and they can't stay still and calm, and it's kind of the effect I feel without wrestling. I'm like, everything out of the ordinary, I need to go to whatever, to the family lunch that's once in a month. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this shit.
Yeah. That's it. Sometimes it's really getting that's kind of embarrassing actually, but I gotta share because it's kind of funny too. Sometimes when you miss wrestling so much, you sometimes just walk through a door and you're like, yeah, you're throwing your hands up and shit. That's the very pose. Sometimes that is a rare occasion, but it happened throughout
Yeah.
the last few months.
Yeah.
Enter the room and you're like, okay, oh, that's actually my entrance music. How did that come about? Oh, I think I just need to walk through the door right when the music hits. Oh, and then you just go. Yeah, that's
What
how
happened?
you cope. That's how you cope with things.
Yeah, what happened to me? I was with my girl in a supermarket, and we're just shopping, and I did one of this, like,
Yeah, to the walls.
and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, I didn't do anything.
Talk.
You just punched the air. I'm like, no, I didn't. But yeah, oh yeah, shit, I was.
It was a working punch, okay?
Yeah, just like, you should sell that one. Oh my god, so weird. Fuck. Oh shit.
Dude.
Okay, let's get back into normal stuff. Do you plan on just continuing doing with movie directing, and do you feel like have more ideas? I guess not just the role you were offered afterwards, but do you feel like do you see yourself in those waters or not?
Totally. I've really seen that. Just I want to transition towards that more, and I think we'll see where I go, because I still got to finish my studies. I'm still got one or two semesters actually left.
Yeah.
So I'm an official dietitian. Yay!
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that will be the last part of my normal person story, I hope, and then I just hope I can just jump straight into all the entertainment sector things. Like, I would love to play in more movies. I think I really see myself, especially now, I see myself in those pretty well, because it's just way more safe, but way more, even when there's quarantine and everything, movies will be going on.
Yeah.
So that's a safe thing to do. And I see myself there as well, but I don't want to stop. Like, I would never stop wrestling. Never.
Of course,
But
that's
I
who
would
you
just-
are, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Because this is wrestling is just what brought me here. And I mean, of course, when you were standing there and you're like, dude, I have been ripping up my ass for wrestling for so many years. And then this movie comes about, and it seems that this movie brought me. If you have like my wrestling career until now, and then you have this movie and the success it brought me out of this, it's kind of getting on the same level, and you're like, dude, how is that even possible? But still, I would never stop with the wrestling itself, because it just made, as I told you before, it just shaped me. It made me who I am. What I will stop though is, as you said too, don't really want to wrestle for peanuts anymore. Like, I don't want to wrestle small. Even of course I want to gain experience and stuff, but I don't want to have I don't want to have my bones broken for nothing, you know. So I just wanna I want to do shows where I go and where I'm like, oh dude, like when I wake up for HCW and I go like, oh dude, today's HCW day. Yeah. And then I just hit the road and going to the show, and that's something I will always want to do, because it's just, you know, it just also gives me this feeling of that's something that's worth putting in the risk of hurting yourself and doing all the stuff we do. But I just don't want to do it for like many things we are not even appreciated as for what you do. So that's I think that's also where the acting kind of gives me the confidence now, because I know I can go in the acting direction, and I have like this small movie that brought me something pretty big now actually out of it, just from the first one. I think this will very likely not stop, you know. So I have this backup now as well, which is pretty cool. So I know that even if there are no more shows again and nothing going on, I know I can go to the acting. I hope as soon as I'm done with university, I can just jump straight into everything, make a living out of this, and do just everything in parallel, you know, because I love when things are switching up. I don't like this, dude, you wake up in the morning, you go to your job, you're doing your job, same old, thing. Yeah, and then the time flies by and you're 50 and you're like, damn, dude, I was so young, I was so fit, and I was doing all that stuff, but everything I did was selling my time selling my time to a person that actually makes way more money than me and has way more success with my work. And I'm just not the type of guy who sells his time to someone. I'm kind of we have this entrepreneurial spirit in our family as well, because we're a lot of business people in the family too. So I kind of have this perception of, dude, even though I'm not really starting a company or anything, I know that I am the product as a performer, and I got to sell myself. And this is just what I want to do. I don't want to go there and do my work and go home. And I mean, that's just the entrepreneurial spirit in a way as well, because you are the business.
Jesus Christ, dude. I gotta tell you, like, you might be, not scratch that, you are the smartest and oldest looking 22-year-old I ever met in my life.
Yeah, it's wrestling makes me old now.
I have like kids 22 training in my studio. Those fuckers are dumb as fuck, man. What the hell happened? Yeah, but like you said, wrestling happened. So yeah, I love that. Yeah. I love that.
It's always how you come up to. I was really lucky too. I mean, I came up in we're a middle class family, and my parents just kind of taught me they just gave me a good introduction into life as well. And then wrestling came as well, and then just, you know, you just gotta make your way.
Yeah.
So I think I was lucky too.
Look at this guy just doing it all right. I fucking love it. Yeah. I love how you mentioned you're not going to wrestle for peanuts anymore, because that's like a common like a theme in locker rooms. Some people are saying you need to wrestle as much as possible. Don't give a fuck about the money. Just wrestle as much.
In a way.
Yeah. And the other side is like, no, fuck that shit. And I used to be that guy, just, okay, I'll wrestle whatever, whoever, whenever, wherever. I don't give a fuck. But once I wrestled in Germany in front of 30, 50 drunk people for like, I don't know, 40 euros. And I was supposed to wrestle Angelico the next weekend in front of 2,000 people in Germany for like way more money. But I couldn't because I got concussion in a week before in front of 30 people. Like, so from that point on, I was like, okay, fuck that shit. Because when I wrestled El Fantasmo, my game went from here, level 100, like from level 10 to 100. The amount of things you learn from the guys who are experienced, El Fantasmo, Angelico, Matt Cross, those guys. You need to wrestle those guys. Who gives a fuck about some skinny German guy that doesn't even do push-ups? I don't give a fuck about wrestling that guy anymore. Like, shit. Like, okay, if those guys are like super respectful and they live for wrestling, I would love to share the ring with them. But if I see that motherfucker is just there to be telling
to be cool.
To be a cool guy, fuck those guys. Like,
yeah, I kind of have the same perception now as my career progressed. But I think especially because that's what I always was told when I was starting out to, you always charge enough, always have a big price, so you're not selling yourself under your value. But if you see it from a business point, again, it depends what your value is. If you are a no-name wrestler and you come up to a promoter and you say, hey man, I'm not wrestling only for X amount of money, which is a lot, the promoter is going to say, dude, you're not experienced, you're not bringing any value to
true.
It's always a give and take. So if you have the value either as a performer or as a name to bring people to the show, then you can definitely do that. But if you're starting out, you should, in my opinion, sometimes wrestle for nothing. You should get in your reps, do the matches, get the experience. And then at some point you find yourself at a place where you're like, okay, actually, if this guy books me, there might people actually come to the show to see me. So I can't, because I have value. But until you go there, in my opinion, you should sometimes wrestle for nothing, get your experience, but also not do it too much, because you have to find that point that this is kind of where I am right now as well. I'm finding myself like, I've done this for so long and I've wrestled and I did all the hours and hours of car road trips and everything, and you just do it. And you're like, dude, actually, I come home and I spent more than I made just on food and stuff like that. I've done everything. And that's not very reasonable, especially for me now, because I know, dude, I got another project I got to work on, and I'm not just an actor. It's a bigger thing, and I just got to do more than just acting. And I know if I stayed at Wicked and home and put that work, I recently turned down a booking actually just for that, because I was like, dude, we got this project, it's got to be done, this new one. And I can't go wrestle, because if I go wrestle, I got the risk now. I got the risk of getting corona. I got the risk of just doing. I'm not afraid of it, but if I do, then the whole production shuts down.
You need to go to the quarantine, right?
The whole team is fucked then.
Yeah.
So that's just my take now, and I'm like, I can't really take those bookings anymore, because I have this thing going on at home now, which also as a wrestler now gives me confidence in a way to say, dude, I can't do that anymore. And this is just where you have this little thing, this little jump. But until that point, I think you have to get in the reps and you have to do everything you can to kind of make yourself a name.
Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely. I always think about like El Fantasmo's career, because he went from Canada to UK, right, to wrestle around Europe. And when he got to Europe, he wrestled all the newcomers like myself, and but he also wrestled Matt Crosses of the world and Will Ospreays and shit like that, and he got to New Japan. But I don't think it was about wrestling me that got him to New Japan, but wrestling Will Ospreay got him to New Japan. So I don't know, it's just who knows. People don't listen to me. I wrestled less than 80 times in my life, so I'm not a veteran in this game. Fuck.
We're all just on our way. We're all just on this long.
Yeah. So you started wrestling, like you said, you were 12, but forgive me if I'm wrong, but you were a chubby kid, right? Did I see that right on your social media?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, you were a chubby dude.
Pretty unsporty. When I was starting out at 112 kilos, so I was just 12. I was a big kid, and I was just. I just love to eat, It's just as simple as that. just when, not even when wrestling came about, but a few years later, I just kind of started working out, and I just kind of got this thing of, actually, if I want to be a wrestler, I should get in shape. And then and this just kind of made this transition, but it was a cool thing. I had something to hold on, and I was just thinking, dude, if I push hard now, I can be a cool wrestler. Maybe one day I will look like John Cena. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just kept me going, I mean, if you started as of course, I was always the chubby kid in class and was made fun of and stuff. So it was also a big part of, yeah, I'm going to be this jack dude now and all the girls are going to love me. And that was, of course, that's a motivation too if you're a teenager, And it just turned out to, I just never stopped working out. And I think I started with 14 and I went through so much too, because I had a few years ago, I had this thing, dude, I got to be big. And in Austria in general, all the guys, they have this old school mentality of, you got to be over 100 kilos, so you're a real wrestler and all that shit, which is absolute bullshit in my eyes. But still,
definitely.
I don't know why I was so into it. I was like, dude, one time I have to be over 100 kilograms, just pumped. And now looking back to it, I was like, I was really unhappy at that point because I was big, but I didn't look good. Because for me now, especially, the thing that's important is to kind of look aesthetic as well. I mean, I'm not super cut. I don't have the sickest abs or anything, but I just want to be, I just want to look good. Don't want to be this big dude, and then he takes his shirt off, and you're like, oh man, are you really working out? So that's a big transition as well. So I've been through a lot of fitness myths, and I've done this. Eat half a kilogram of meat every day and all the stuff. Yeah.
I love those fat guys that are training, but they are fat as fuck. And you ask them, do you train? They're like, oh yeah, I do powerlifting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the excuse.
I mean, it's cool in a way, but still, I prefer looking fit, because I feel, and now, because I used to have 102, 103 when I was at my top and I was strong as well. I was lifting heavy, was pretty strong, but still I didn't feel good. And now I'm like 94 maybe. And I feel just so much better now. Yeah. Because I'm just way more athletic, and I can do springboards, and I can do all that stuff. So it's not that far away now from me. Back then, when I used to be heavier, I mean, yeah, I was heavier and I looked a bit bigger, but in the end, come on, dude, it's wrestling. You have to kind of look the part at least a bit, and you have to put on a good performance. Yeah. So it's not really anymore. It's not about this, dude, you're so big, you don't have to do anything. Even the big dudes have to do something now in the ring. Yeah. They should do, because there is maybe if you go to a super countryside place in Austria and you put on a wrestling show, yeah, people will be impressed by a drop kick, or they will be impressed by a crossbody. And if you set it up right, yeah, that might work. And I'm sure you don't have to work the same way in front of every crowd, because they're all different. But still, you have to put on a certain, especially now, and also for the mainstream fan, they're used to a certain way of wrestling. So you have to be able to portray it, to do that style.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. What are some of your bucket list wishes that you have in wrestling?
My bucket list?
Yeah.
My bucket list I have in wrestling. I want to wrestle for sure in front of 10,000 people. Like, that's one of my goals. Because, I mean, I've had venues of like 1,500. I've had a few of those. But so I want to have this 10,000 seater to check off, or something big, or Madison Square Garden, the classic one. When I went to New York, I went there as well. And I was just like, dude, this is where you got to go.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, this is where you got to go. And I mean, for me now, because wrestling is it's kind of it's an interaction. It's an interaction between the wrestler and the fans. Mm-hmm. And this is what kind of it takes away the excitement for me from wrestling now a bit, because there is just no thrill anymore. There is just no 10,000 people at the moment. And this is, I mean, they might be at home in front of the camera and stuff, and what WWE does with the Thunderdome is cool too.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's a way to go through the times, but still,
definitely.
it's not a 10,000 seater. And this is something that if it's back, I'm sure I will love it again, and I will totally want to go. But now it's just this, well, I'm wrestling in front of 50 people. I love to wrestle, but there's just no thrill. There's just no, oh, dude, you're looking up and it's full and it's packed and everyone's going, yeah, come on, beat him up. That's what that's what you want to experience. And that's just what I love so much about wrestling. So that's a bucket list thing, a 10,000 seater. I want to wrestle in Japan at least once.
Yep.
That's another thing. Even though, I mean, the Japanese style is cool, but it's really sport based. It's really, I mean, the more, I mean, I think New Japan gets open more and more as well for foreigners. They have more people coming in from there as well. But still, the style is very wrestling based. But I see myself in a way, I'm a bit of a, since I'm also doing the acting stuff now and all that, I think I'm more of an entertainer wrestler, you know, like a show wrestler in a way, you know. I love to do the promos, I love to tell a story, and I love to do the action in the ring too. But still, I think, yeah, Japan, that's what I wanted to say. Japan will be a thing as well, 10,000 seater. And I would like to go to a major thing in the States as well, like something big. I mean, I have through corners, I have actually now a match on the WWE network. That's pretty funny. so I basically wrestled for WWE because the WXW they put on their show on the network. No, but still something like that. WWE, AEW would be a thing for me too, where I'm like, if they would be two things in one, a 10,000 seater and a major promotion. That would be something. And I just want to see the world, no matter if it's now, if it's maybe with acting, if I go somewhere, or if everything's back together with wrestling. I just love that lifestyle of being free, and you go to a new venue and you see all the new cultures. And I just want to see the world, because I don't want to get old and be like, man, I just went on holiday once a year. I want to travel and I want to see everything. And I want to do cool stuff that's memorable, because we as people, I think we all want to leave something on this world when we're gone. And I just want to leave this legacy, you know, of this little half Austrian, half Romanian dude who grew up on the countryside.
What, Romanian?
What the totally, fuck? Half Romanian. You didn't know? Yeah.
No, I had no idea, man.
Mom's from Romania. Yeah, that's why she speaks
Okay,
Hungarian as well.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to leave this legacy of just this dude coming from some place where people used to say, what, you doing this wrestling, or what, you doing this acting? Come on, get your normal job, be a number in the system. I just want to go from there and be like, dude, I want to leave an empire when I'm gone, you know. I want to make a change. And that's just I have this whole little plan in my head, you know, of making a career but still kind of figuring out a way to kind of help the world as well. This is just a fantasy still, but I just want to make something where maybe a movement or whatever to kind of help people, because I just realized no matter how famous you get or how big you are, I think you will always be unhappy if you just focus on that. Because let's say you have 10,000 followers and you're like, dude, you will not say I'm happy to have that, or many people won't say that. They all want to say, dude, I want to have 20, I want to have 100,000 and whatever. And then, you know, I think you will never be happy. But if you focus more on one hand, on the ride and on what you're doing, and then if you start, like, I love podcasts like this because you start to think of, oh, dude, actually, I like what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have this progressing thing, and you also have this, okay, dude, I got to give something back. Like Arnold always said, yeah, you got to give something back. And you just and you just got to do something. And that's one of my plans for my life too. I want to do something where I leave something behind, where I helped someone, or where I did something so the world is a little bit better when I'm gone. So, because all the famous thing and all the big wrestling thing, and you're a movie star, whatever it might be one day, it will always be just kind of something for me. But in the end, if I always focus on myself, that doesn't really make you as happy as if you give something to someone. Like if you see someone on the street and he's doing really bad, and they give him, I don't know, and even if I give him $5 and I see, dude, this dude has finally, if he really needs it, of course, if this dude has $5 and now he can save himself he can get himself something to eat and not starve, and you just did a good thing, and this makes you so happy that it's I'm starting to realize that this is something, if I turn it into a major thing, it will contribute to either as well making the world better, but also kind of to making me a happier person, because I just know I did something that is more than just for me, because all we do is we wrestle and it's for me. I want to be a big star. I do a movie. I want to be a big star. But what do you do for someone who is not as lucky as you, who was not raised in such a good, like in such a family where you didn't have to think of what are you eating tomorrow? I mean, we're not super rich or whatever. We're just normal people. But I never had to worry about what are we eating tomorrow? How do we have to sell our house because we're in debt or something? We're always kind of getting by, never rich, never poor, but also never, super. But we had everything we needed. And I think you gotta think more of the people who are not as lucky, because from that point, coming to this, if I think of in my family as well, like my mom came from literally nothing in Romania. She just said they had to stand in queue for hours just to be able to buy food and stuff. And she made her way, and I think it's just this little steps. She kind of made the step of just going from a really difficult and bad lifestyle where you're like, dude, how am I going to survive, to this lifestyle? Okay, we're on a normal basis now, and I think we're just lucky to be able to continue from here. We gotta just think about it. We gotta worry about how am I becoming famous? Like this is nothing a person needs to survive. So we're just so above the human standards of normal living. This is a luxury. So giving something back is surely something, in my opinion, I got to do for sure.
Beautiful. I mean, we need more Dan Mains in the world, definitely. Especially 22-year-olds like this. Man, what the hell?
I'm sure there are many. You just got to find them.
Yeah, not so many, bro. Not so many. Trust me. I love it, man. Amazing stuff. Amazing. So, I don't know. What else? What's the plan for you when do you think everything will be back to normal, maybe? Do you have any ideas or not? I mean, wrestling-wise. Because it doesn't look to go anything better. Like, just status quo. Fuck.
It's really sad, actually. I mean, they had this, I heard this TV series in Austria, this interview with the president. And he said, like, they might have a vaccine by January. So I'm just hoping, like, dude, just please, guys, whatever it is, no matter what it is for others, for me, it's God, whatever this force might be in this world, please make the world normal, because I just want to go out there and crush it. And I think next year will be, I think next year, I hope the beginning of next year, that would be so awesome. Just to just imagine how people would be being back to where they are, being back to, I can go and meet my friends. I can go out and party and go out and dance finally. You don't have to wear a mask when you're flirting with the girls or some stuff. It's just
that's ridiculous.
Right now.
So wait, you guys need to have masks in the club or whatever?
Now, for now, it's really stupid in Austria. We also have to, you have to wear a mask pretty much in every building now, in every public building. Also, when you go into a restaurant, you have to wear a mask until you're sitting on the table.
What the fuck, man?
When you're sitting on the table, you can take it down. And the same goes for clubs. If you go to a club right now, they kind of stopped it for the summer because it was getting better, but now it's getting worse with the case numbers of Corona. So they kind of got it back. And now when you go into a club, you have to wear a mask until you enter the club, and you're not allowed to dance anymore. So you just basically go to a club and sit on the table and wait for the night to pass. That's
Jesus Christ. That's so dumb. So dumb. I mean, you go to the church here in Croatia, no one's wearing a fucking mask. Even the fucking priest is saying like, this Corona, it's all propaganda. This is not real. Stuff like that. I mean, what the hell? Poor kids need to have masks in schools, and you go to church and everyone is using the holy water to touch themselves on the fucking forehead. with it, and I don't know. Even in the clubs here in Croatia, in bars and
That is
everything,
still
you
open.
don't need to have a mask on. Like, what's going
Okay.
on? Yeah, so dumb, so dumb.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but fuck it. Ah,
Discouraging. You can't go out. Like, I mean, come on. I want to go out. I want to have fun. You can't
yeah.
do anything now anymore.
I
It's
mean,
really
I always
sad.
say like, no matter what, like every new virus is killing the human species. It is what it is, and up until we
Yeah.
have immunity for it. So I feel like we are like obligated for the sake of humankind. Like, just go out, and if it kills ya, it kills ya. Fuck it, bro. I mean, we just
Yeah,
need to
in a
get
way, I
immunity
think
for it. Like,
Yeah, totally.
just
That's
for the
how it's gonna
future.
go down, I guess.
yeah, but no
Yeah.
government is saying just, okay, guys, take care of your bodies. If you're in good shape, it's not going to affect you because all the athletes and tennis players and MMA fighters are getting COVID-19. They just sit on the sidelines for 2 weeks and they're good, back to normal, start training. So nothing harmful, bro. Just if you're a fat piece of shit, if you're a smoker, or if you're something that, I mean, if 10 other diseases are killing you, of course the 11th one is gonna kill you also. So what the fuck, man? I just
Yeah.
hope this fucking vaccine that they are thinking of, I just hope it's not gonna be like mandatory for us to travel
Yeah.
aboard, like, because
Yeah.
I don't feel like getting one, honestly. I'll be like, okay,
Yeah, I'm
fuck
really worried
you
about that
and
one
your
too.
shady business. I'm not afraid of fucking COVID-19. Just hit it.
Yeah,
So-
I totally agree. Like for my studies, I have to work in hospitals, so I really hope that it's not, as you said, mandatory, because then they would force me to kind of take it so I can work there. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's really annoying.
Jesus. Yeah, that's kind of a killing of human rights, run. But
Yeah.
fuck him. Okay, what else do I? Yeah, we can. It's I actually have Peter Tihani after you on the podcast, so we will have 2 more questions. Probably gonna wrap it up. Do you have something else you want to talk about, or?
Just shoot. I've been having a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, it's awesome. We need to do this more often. I mean, you're the
Totally.
best sounding guest so far, and probably the one with best English also. Aside from Mario
yeah.
Bocara that lives in the United States, but yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah. Okay, let's hit you up with 2 of my favorite questions that I ask each guest of mine. So, first one. If you have one pro wrestler all time, not just this age, but all time,
Yeah. Yeah.
favorite wrestler that is for you a wrestler that is like, if aliens came down to Earth and they ask you, Dan Main, what is pro wrestling? E.T. go home. And you go like, that guy. Who is that guy?
The role model wrestler.
Yeah.
In a way.
Just one.
Wow, just one. That's
Yeah,
so
just one.
tough.
Yeah, I know.
That is so tough. What is wrestling described by a wrestler? Who? I got some. It's gotta be Undertaker. It's gotta be Undertaker.
Wow.
It's gotta, because it's just like, I mean, it's the whole gimmick and stuff and all, Undertaker, but still the way this dude is, like, this is a fucking wrestler.
Yeah.
This is just,
Oh, yeah.
if you talk to people who have no idea of wrestling, they either know Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, or maybe John Cena. That's wrestling. But Undertaker is, even though I love Cena, I would take Undertaker for that one.
I'm glad for your pick. I love it. I support that one. Fucking awesome. Okay, second question. You pretty much, you're good in this one, because most people are like, I don't know. Can I pick 2? But yeah, you're very sure of your one pick, so I like that. Okay, next question is the same shit but with music. If you have to save one music artist, one band, or whatever that is the most special to you, who is it gonna be? So everything else.
For wrestling?
No, just for you personal, music wise.
Okay.
Yeah. So
One song
yeah,
that describes
yeah,
me.
it doesn't have to be song, just artist or a band. So everything else disappears from this world, and you are stuck till the end of times with this band and their music. Who you gonna choose?
With the whole band. Damn.
Yeah, it can be a one single singer or whatever.
Out of the blue.
Yeah. So
Throughout the vibe. Whew. That I would go with. I'll take a few seconds on
yeah,
that one.
definitely. It's a tough one. So you can listen to this every day, any day, forever, and nothing else exists anymore. Just this one band. And you're okay with it.
I wouldn't take a band. I wouldn't take the whole band, but I would maybe take a song. I mean, there are so many good songs out there in this world, but there is one song I really like out of just I've been listening to recently. Would be quite a classic one too. Would be "Where Is My Mind" from the Pixies.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
That is
Pixies,
like, I don't know.
yeah.
I just feel like this is something, I don't know. This song has been accompanying me throughout my whole life. In a way.
It's
It's so funny. I don't know how I never really knew it at the beginning. And then I just kind of started, just this song has, I think I don't really know. I mean, I watched the video. It's about this druggy guy and all. I don't really care about what it's about, but it just gives me this feeling of feeling alive.
Nice.
It's just
fucking awesome.
You just hear it and you're like, shit, man, it's that song again, I just feel like when I hear it, I just feel like driving down a long road, in this American desert, just driving down and just going into nowhere.
Route 66. That's my bucket list. Definitely Route 66.
Ooh, we gotta do it together, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Couple of Harleys and we go with Pixies. Where's my mind?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Are you into music? Like, are you playing any instruments or something maybe?
No, I'm not. I used to play the keyboard when I was a kid.
Okay, cool.
But I'm not really making a lot of music myself. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I've done singing and I've done musicals and stuff. And I think if I got a role in a movie where I'd have to sing, I'd be an okay singer. But
Oh wow.
I never played like in a proper instrument. And I'm going like, dude, I can really make music out of this.
Yeah.
That I say I can show someone. Say it like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of not surprised that you are into singing. You kind of look like a guy who can sing. I'm always surprised. Like, I ask Icarus on my podcast, like, are you playing? Yeah, I did in a band. And so,
I saw some pictures of him, but it was like in this.
Yeah, he's in a metal band.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
the one that plays
fits
his
pretty well.
entrance music. He also did the music with them. But he told me when I was younger, I used to play classical horn.
Classical.
I was.
I just imagine it with the gear, with the.
Yeah, I was like, what the
gear
fuck,
thing on.
man? Like all tattooed, little Icarus, but yeah. I'm not even sure how that classical horn looks like. I need to Google this real quick.
Classical horn, is it like this metal thingy there?
Well, classical horn.
I mean, metal singer suits him, but
Yeah, definitely that one's okay. Yeah, classical horn. That's
show me.
Okay, let's try if this. I don't know if my camera.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, that's what I figured out. Totally. Imagine Icarus with the wrestling gear on. That's awesome.
Classical horn.
Awesome.
Oh Jesus. Are you maybe in some TV shows? What's your favorite TV show?
TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not really watching a lot of TV shows anymore because I just can't commit. I have to admit.
Yeah. I'm looking for something, so maybe you can.
What have I watched? I mean, before years ago, I used to watch series. Now I'm watching movies now mainly.
Okay.
Like if I want to watch something, I usually just watch movies that are inspirations. As the acting part again, so kind of see what others do. So, series. The ones I've watched in my life were like Sons of Anarchy. I watched
the
Breaking
best
Bad.
one ever.
Yeah, totally. I don't think I have it here. I got a hoodie of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, I got you.
I love that series.
Yeah.
I watched Breaking Bad. What else did I watched Narcos.
Yeah,
that was
good
a
one
really
also.
nice one.
Yep.
I watched that one, and I watched Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. I'm an
Watched that.
old soul. I kind of cringe into new technology. I'm like, fuck it. I love all times. Like, I wish I was born in 50s. That would be the best because by the time 60s come around, I'm like 10 years old. So you forget about the war and everything. So by the time 70s come, I'm in my 20s, drugs and everything. Woohoo! Oh, everything's super cool. By the time I'm 27, the first Star Wars is in the movie. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, this is a game changer. 80s come, okay, good shit, good music. 90s come, I'm in my 40s, I'm a dad. You have this old 90s fashion with everything with baggy jeans, super dad move. And by the time the 2000s roll in and millennials come to life, you're like, I'm too old for this shit. And this is how I feel. Yeah, so
You're an old school guy.
Definitely old school dude. So, but yeah, how do you like the reason why I love Sons of Anarchy is like you have this evolution of characters, and I feel like that's very important for someone that is into acting like you, like the evolution of Clay Morrow from the first to last season of his. Like, this shit is just masterpiece for me. Like,
he turned heel pretty hard, didn't he?
Oh,
I've watched it 4 years ago or so.
Yeah.
But still, I totally remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and his downfall was slow and steady. Just like just
that's the good thing you can do in a series, because you can shape a character throughout so many episodes. So that's an art too. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you maybe see the Cobra Kai new series of Karate Kid, like reboot, but not reboot?
I've seen some pictures, but I haven't watched it. No.
Dude, that shit is phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
I was super skeptical because everything other people are saying on internet, oh, you should watch this. That means for me, okay, I don't need to watch this. As soon as some other people said, this is the best, I'm like, fuck off. But yeah, that shit was awesome. Like, I loved about the series, it doesn't take itself so serious. Like, every time the karate comes, it feels goofy and it knows it is goofy. So I love it. I recommend that one to you. It was super awesome. Yeah.
If I get down to watching series, I will watch that one then.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, what I wanted to ask you about a movie that came out recently, Sir Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Did you see it or not?
Yeah, I have not seen. I've seen a bit when I was preparing to have to premiere for my movie in the cinema. We kind of peeked through the thingy, So I saw a few bits, and I saw them making off actually.
Oh wow!
Because it was pretty awesome. So this movie I really have to watch. I watched the making off and saw that they were doing all real stunts and stuff. The actor had to do everything backwards, all the fighting scenes and the shit like that. So. Yeah, it seems to be a pretty good movie. I haven't watched it yet, but I think it's worth a watch, isn't it? Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it and I felt so dumb watching it. Like, I was like, okay, my fucking brain hurts. Yeah. I felt like Christopher Nolan was supposed to buy me dinner before he mind fucked me like that, like watching that movie. It was like, oh shit, man, you just fucked my brain up. It was so.
I heard that's what I heard too from many.
Yeah, you need to see it like twice or 3 times maybe, because it's like.
To understand.
Yeah, it's like, when you see this kind of psychological thrillers or whatever, first 10 minutes of the movie you feel like, okay, I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm not sure I get it. In like, okay, half a movie goes, okay, I get it now. Yeah, Tenet is all the way through, like till the end of the movie. I'm like, I'm not sure I know what is going on.
Like, that's awesome. I love those movies. It's like when you're going like, what the fuck? And then you're like, okay, maybe like that. And it's cool.
It's gonna be such a brain fuck to you because you're into movie making. Like, because I'm also like, as a worker, I also did like some of the movie work before my wrestling, and I was like, how the fuck did they film this? this guy is actually speaking backwards. I just can't get my mind around it. Like, oh shit, man, yeah, it's not like such a good movie, but it's such a different movie from anything else you ever saw. It's like that's why it's so amazing.
You're making me curious.
Yeah, it's my personal recommendation. I want to see. Just let me know your opinion. I'm really curious what you're gonna say about it. Like, what the fuck?
I gotta watch it.
Do you have like an all-time favorite movie, maybe?
Oh, all-time favorite movie. I mean, one movie I watched this year so far. I think my favorite would be Joker. I only got to watch it this year, so this movie, man, this really got me. This is the pinnacle of an actor. Like the whole setup and everything. Because I started to do, for my movie, actually, I started to do a course, and, I got myself some online courses and stuff to kind of find out, and watching videos how to do it. And I was starting to watch movies in order to learn, actually. And this was the first one I put up and just wanted to see, and to learn, because it got an Oscar as well, like the Joaquin Phoenix, he got an Oscar and stuff. So I was like, this got to be good. And I watched it, and I was so shook. I was so seriously the story and everything. When you go out, when you watch the movie in your living room, and you're like, man, that was so worth it. That's just what a good movie is. And that was, for example, a favorite. Or for wrestling, The Wrestler. Yeah, that's a movie you can watch a million times, and you're just seeing it. I listened to a podcast once where some guy said that it's a bit sad because it's the sad side of wrestling is portrayed a lot. Yeah. But still, it's a drama. It's an ongoing thing. Like all the stuff that happens is actually quite close to what reality can look like. Yeah. So that's another movie I would always go to watch. I can't watch movies twice in general. Like, seriously, this is. Even when I watched the movie as a kid, I couldn't watch it again, even as an adult. Even though I don't have the same perception of things, but still, it's just hard for me. I always want something new, and I always want to see something. For movies, I'm a bit of a mark that sits down and goes like, "Impress me." So that's just. I don't know. I can't watch them twice. I don't know how people can do that watch the same one so many times. But for The Wrestler, that's an excuse. I could watch The Wrestler a few more times. Yeah. I mean, I get it when people say... with my family. Yeah. It's a good wrestling movie. Definitely. Yeah, but I get people say it's like a depressing side of wrestling business, but it's one personal story. It's not about like every wrestler. It's about that guy. So his story, and it's... you can relate to that one. Definitely, you felt it or you've seen it, stories like that in this business. So, but and Joker especially, it's one of those movies that just has the message to the world, and fuck you. Yeah. That's ballsy, and I fucking love that one about Joker. You see just how circumstances can shape a person. Yeah, because you take that movie and you can just pinpoint it in time period of human race. Like, that's probably from around 2019, 2018, because those are the ideas and those are the messages that were sent in that time of human period, right? And that's what I loved. Yeah, definitely. But it was so good because they just, in a way, you watch the movie, you watch Joker. And I mean, of course, he was a bad guy in the movie for what he did morally, but you kind of felt it like, dude, I felt sorry for him in a way. And you just kind of, you just understood why in his mind, the things he was doing were right. Because, I mean, he was mentally ill and he was just crazy, actually. But it was portrayed so well to why he goes so far and why he snaps like that, and and the laugh, and that was just really well done as a character. Yeah, I mean, I actually cheered for him, like in the scene when he talks with Robert De Niro's character in the talk show. I was actually cheering like, you tell him, and then he fucking spoiler alert, shoot that guy in the face. I'm like, okay, you didn't have to do that one, but I was with you. Yeah. But it's so insane, and just the way he acted in that way, I loved it. Like, this crazy person He did it so well, and I mean, it's on all the. I watched interviews and stuff with him afterwards, and it's been just up and down. He's such a great actor and stuff. But that was just a great movie. He just did a great job.
Yeah, definitely.
Just portraying that, really good thing.
Yeah, my all-time favorite is Braveheart. Braveheart is for me. Like,
Braveheart.
Fuck yeah.
I never watched it.
Oh Jesus, you need to watch Braveheart, dude. Braveheart is the shit. I mean, I'm a 30-year-old dude, and still to this day I have like fucking tears watching that last scene. That's fucking amazing. I fucking love Mel Gibson, whatever he does. I know he's a probably like human piece of shit, but on a movie screen, he is a genius for me. Like I guess the timing of his sentences and lines is amazing. Like when he stops telling a line and when he interrupts you, he just has the best timing in Hollywood for me. Like shit, like the volume ups and down. Oh, just amazing. But yeah, what I love about the older movies like Braveheart is the music. Music is this orchestral music. The really you can remember it easily. These new movies all seem to have like a remake or a remix of the old song or just something cool and fancy. I'm too old for this shit. I'm an old soul.
Old school guy.
Yeah, you can have like this middle ages like Braveheart type of movie with Lady Gaga song in the background. I'm like, shit, fuck that noise. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck
always
it.
Gotta fit. It's always gotta fit the situation.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, pretty much. Cool. Well, Dan Main, we definitely need to do this again. And this is one of the best ones for me. I fucking enjoy talking to you, brother.
Yeah, me too.
Are you?
How long have it? 1.5 hours. Dude.
Yeah, it's half an hour. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I actually did this podcast during the quarantine. I was thinking, oh shit, I'm not gonna wrestle. I need to find something. I can't keep playing PlayStation whole day. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll start doing podcasting. I ordered all these fucking equipments and everything, but the shipping didn't go to Croatia because of the lockdown. So I started like just when the lockdown finished. I'm like, okay, I still gonna do it. So yeah, just to keep in touch with.
Going. That's
I just enjoy doing it and work on my English. Fucking Jesus. I stopped traveling around, so I actually forgot to speak. I was like, oh shit, it's so hard again. But yeah, just talking to the inspiring mind like yours and Icarus and all the guys I've met in the business, and it's fucking awesome. And yeah, we can stay in touch this way. It's way better than just talk about match we're gonna have. Like,
yeah.
So.
And I love it that you're continuous with it, because so many people, I think, especially during quarantine, it seemed to me, so many people wanted to start something similar, do a podcast, do a video series, do an online show, but so many people stopped afterwards. And I love the fact that you continue doing this continuously.
Yeah.
Because I did some interviews and then they were like, dude, we're going to put you up and we're going to keep rolling with this. And I invested hours of my time in doing an interview and going to the place where the interview was and all that shit. And then the guys don't put out the interview. And I feel screwed, because I was not paid for this or anything. And I just got there because of goodwill, because I wanted to help someone start something they might believe in. And then they don't do it. And that's just, I love doing shit like this because it's really fun, especially with you. But it's just annoying if guys don't put it out and they just don't, I started it because I wanted to. But I love it when guys are consistent and I see that you're doing that. So thumbs up for that one too.
Thanks, buddy. I mean, super busy now with my business, with my fitness studio now over the weekend, shooting the podcasts and everything else with the training also. But yeah, you gotta do what you need to do to stay relevant. It is what it is. I mean, just get your message out there. That's the whole theme of today's podcast, I guess. So, I love that one. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Anything else you want to say for the fans or anything? Just the floor is yours.
Okay, I could do some plugs or something for the movie.
Sure, of course,
or some social media things.
Give us the dates and everything.
Perfect. So the movie Ein Augenblick, or One Moment, will be released very soon. We don't have a fixed date yet, but it will be towards the middle of October, maybe the third week of October. It's on my YouTube channel on Dan Main, Dennis Sinner. So everyone who wants to check it out, it will be there for free. Everyone can watch it. There will be several subtitles in many languages. So even though it's in German, everyone should understand. And otherwise, yeah, I'm putting up vlogs there as well, and all my wrestling career is pretty much on there. Otherwise, yeah, I'm getting pretty good on TikTok as well, and all the other
I saw that one
platforms. Yeah, I put on like my wrestling gear, walk through Vienna and shit. But yeah, it's going really well. Otherwise, if someone wants to follow me on Instagram or something, Dan Main, Dennis Sinner as well. So I'm really easy to find, and it's always in German and English. Even though I switched the vlog to German now, it's going to be with English subs still. So if anyone wants to support, wants to be part of the Main fam, you're all welcome.
Of course, guys, do it. This guy is fucking amazing. You need to follow this guy. I do it, of course, I do it, just not on TikTok. I'm too old for this shit. I don't want to get into a new platform. I just got into Instagram. I'm like, okay, another one? Damn, bro.
It's awesome. My sister got she was doing this for 2 months now. She has 170,000 followers on there.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm starting to pick. I've been doing it for a month. I'm at the 8,000 now. So it's growing, and it's really cool. There are just so many children on there. When we went through Vienna last week, this week actually, we went through Vienna and did some of the stupid dances and all that stuff. And kids actually stopped by and they said, "Whoa, are you the guys from TikTok?" And we were like, dude, there's 5 people stopped.
Jesus.
They just stopped. And you were like, what the hell is going on, Because all the children watch it. It's really crazy.
So they're taking some steam off the Instagram, I guess. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean,
it goes together, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Instagram did some shady shit on me. Recently, they asked me okay, we want to inform you that your account is being looked into to be verified for the blue check, whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, cool. So send us your ID, blah, blah, blah. I did all this. 2 weeks go by and they're like, unfortunately, your account won't be verified, but keep doing your job. Very good. We are watching you. I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Later on, I realized they kind of shadow banned me. All the hashtag that I put in, if you go into that hashtag, you won't see my posts. And I would have half of my, what's the word? If I had 500 likes, after that one, I would have 200-300 likes. So my whole page would have less recognition, I guess, or whatever, because I used to go from my other Instagram account, from a business account, to see hashtag Zadar, that's my hometown, and there's no pictures of me nor anything. And from my account, I did put hashtag Zadar, so I was supposed to be there, but they just shadow banned me. And in that time period, they're always putting the ads on pay for followers, pay for likes and shit like that. Are trying to get me on board to start paying them. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, shit. So, but yeah, I'm not shadow banned anymore. That was period of 1 month. They want to hook me into the net to start paying them. So, Instagram, fuck off. I'm not paying shit. I'm too old for that shit. This is old soul. I'm a MySpace guy, so fuck off.
MySpace. You're sending letters.
Yeah. Smoke signals and shit like that. I'm still on MSN in my mind. Were you on MSN?
I don't know if I was born when that was out. I was probably a baby.
Yeah. Shit. Oh fuck. Yeah. Anyways, guys, Dan Main, the man Main. So we pretty much covered anything. Yeah. So yeah, still on my bucket list, match with this guy. As soon as I get back into the ring, I wish to have a match against this gentleman. Heel, face in Austria. We're gonna tear the house down for sure.
In front of a 10,000 seater.
Oh, definitely. Awesome.
One day.
Cool. Dan Main, stay on my line, and people can go away now. We need to chat some business. Okay. See you guys next time.
See you guys.